So I'm finally playing Hogwarts Legacy and having a really good time with the game. The game looks really nice. It's a really good looking open world game actually. The sound design and voice acting both are really good too. The performance on the PC is pretty decent too. It's not a ridiculously demanding title. I personally didn't really have any issues, so yeah, it's been a very enjoyable experience so far for me. I actually started playing this game at least 3 weeks ago. After that, I kind of fell out of the game because I got into Resident Evil 4 Remake, completed that, got really busy with work, then YouTube and stuff, then got back into it in the last week. And that's when I unlocked the ability to fly on the broom. After which I just completely fell in love with the game, and it is not just about the experience of flying itself, which is ridiculously fun, don't get me wrong, but it is more about being able to explore the beautiful open world out there pretty quickly. So yeah, once you unlock the ability to fly, that's when the game takes off for you. I mean, it did for me at least. Once I unlocked the ability to fly, the game became much more entertaining to me personally because I really don't get much time to play. Now I can traverse the entire map pretty quickly without any issues and do whatever I want to out there in the open world. So right at the beginning of the game you get to create your character, and there is a decent amount of customization available. You get to name your character as well, and the story starts. The story itself is something that I personally don't care about much because I'm more into the gameplay side of things. I don't really have much time for cutscenes and every single bit of dialogue, so I skip most of the stuff. It is okay, it's a fine story. The characters are decent. The voice acting is actually pretty good for most of the characters I've run into so far, and they look great. There is this one particular professor. I think she is in the, yeah, she is definitely in the greenhouse, the botany kind of thing, and her hair looks amazing. I mean, she looks really, really pretty. But overall, just like the story, I don't really care much about any of the characters either. See, like a lot of you guys out there, I grew up with the Harry Potter series. My schooling was parallel to the movie series, and it ended in the same year as the series did. So yeah, it was really special for all of us. It was like a completion of a journey, and a series that is really close to our hearts because it reminds us of our amazing childhood. So, going into this game, I was kind of expecting to go back in time, and the game definitely did manage to take me back in time through the open world, through the locations. The story and the characters are kind of okay, but not a strength in my opinion. It is just my opinion, so you don't need to agree with it. The strengths are, first of all, the open world itself. Hogwarts looks amazing, and so do the surrounding areas. Hogsmeade looks fantastic. You've got the railway station present as well from the movies. The Forbidden Forest looks really scary, especially at night. The world is filled with dangers and a variety of wildlife, and it feels alive. It is not a lifeless open world, so that is something that I really appreciate. There is a wide variety of collectibles out there in the open world, so yeah, exploration feels really rewarding. And the combat is actually really fun. I've really enjoyed it. It has got a surprising amount of depth to it, and the mechanics are fantastic. It is really addictive and challenging too. I mean, it's not a cakewalk. The list of enemies include giant spiders, goblins, evil wizards, and whatnot. And some of these wizards, they come with different types of shields, so you have to use specific types of spells in order to deal with them. The combat has a really nice tactical element to it. It is a mixture of basic attacks, spellcasting, potions, dodging like rolling, which is fantastic, really, really helpful, and then blocking incoming attacks, and the spells have a cooldown meter. So yeah, it's a really cool mixture of all of those things, and it is fairly challenging too, and ridiculously fun. I've really enjoyed it, like I said, and it is something totally worth experiencing and a strength of the title. It's really rewarding too, giving you XP as well as gear. So yeah, it's really fun. The game features a wide variety of spells, even the dark ones, and you can unlock and learn those by completing the story missions and the side quests. Combining different types of spells to perform long combos while in combat is ridiculously fun and really addictive. It is something that is totally worth experiencing and makes the game really special. Progression and customization are also strengths of the title. Hogwarts Legacy is after all an action RPG, and it features a really cool progression system actually. You've got multiple skill trees called talents in the game. These talents or skills include dark arts, core, stealth, and whatnot, and you need talent points or skill points in order to learn new talents or skills. And earning these skill points or talent points is not that difficult, especially if you are exploring the open world a lot, you are engaging in the combat a lot, just like I do. So I didn't really face any issues in terms of progression. The story itself is not great, but the story missions are fine, and some of the side quests are actually better than the story missions, which is something that I love. You learn new spells and brewing different kind of potions by completing the story missions and the side quests. So yeah, the progression feels really rewarding both in terms of the story progression and the character progression, and I never felt any issues with the progression system as a whole. Then customization is another major strength of the title. There is tons of gear to collect, and the best thing is that you can change the appearance of every single piece of gear to your liking. For example, let's say you love the look of a particular piece of gear in the game. You can have the look of that particular piece of gear on any newer gear that you find in the game while keeping the newer attributes, the better attributes, which is something that I absolutely love, makes customization really fun. The gear includes cloaks, hats, gloves, specs, scarves, and whatnot. These items provide defensive or offensive boost to your attributes, and most of them can be upgraded as well, and you can have your desired look on them. Just amazing. The customization is fantastic. New gear can be found by completing missions in chests all around Hogwarts and the surrounding areas, by beating enemies out there in the open world. So yeah, there is no shortage of awesome gear. Traversal is another strength of the title. I mean, movement as a whole, whether dodging while in combat, running, jumping, swimming, everything feels really smooth. The flying mechanics are absolutely fantastic. It is one of the best things to do in Hogwarts Legacy. After that, you've got challenges and whatnot. There is a lot of stuff to do in the game. There is no shortage of activities to participate in, like secret dueling clubs, decorating the room of requirement, or going after the magical beasts and taming them. For me, just roaming around in the open world, flying around, and just engaging in combat is something that I'm really in love with right now. The weaknesses are there. The story is nothing special. The characters are kind of okay. NPC interaction is very limited actually, which is something that I don't love. But overall, they've made a really good game. It's an amazing open world action RPG. They've really managed to nail the vibe of the Wizarding universe through the open world. The locations and everything, they've done it really well. And the game really took me back straight to the Harry Potter movies, especially there was this one particular moment where I ran into the Hippogriff for the first time. It straight took me back to the Prison of Azkaban, which was a really cool moment without doubt. I'm actually thinking of going through the movies once again while playing the game, but yeah, time is a constraint. Maybe in the vacations next month, who knows. Anyways, even if you're not a fan of the Harry Potter universe, still, this is a really good open world action RPG, totally worth checking out. Forget about the story, the gameplay itself is fantastic, the open world looks beautiful, whether it is Hogwarts or the surrounding region, and traversal is just ridiculously fun. Combat is top notch, lots of gear to find, classes to attend, spells to learn, friendships and whatnot. There is a ton of stuff to do. The game is a treat to the eyes as well. There is some pop-in issue at times, but overall it has been a really smooth experience for me so far, so I highly recommend it. If you love open world games or are a fan of the Harry Potter universe, then this is the game for you. I mean, it is really good. The progression, the combat, traversal, everything is fantastic. So yeah, do let me know what you think about the game down in the comment section, and please do leave a like if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Peace out.